And it's going to be him first to break. And he's potted the 8 ball. Sadly for Josh, he has not made anything else. That's counted as a dry break. John McAllister will put that 8 ball back on its spot. And he will proceed. Grand schemes of the layout, it's not bad. Because he can play a double on the problem red. And he can potentially play it after the first shot. He's looking at it straight away. See him walking around there. He knows this is the shot that should win him the frame. He's opened up that pocket now. And he's going to try and stun into the yellow above as well. Perfectly played. Stops that white ball dead. Gives him a perfect opportunity to get going. Obviously, this is one of the semi-finals that's happening as well. If you did want to go and watch the other semi-final between Declan Brennan and 𝗏𝗏𝗃, you can on the Ultimate Pool app. Yeah, John McAllister looks in good position here to get out for the first frame. And this is what Josh will be up against. Quick start from John. Very quick start. Won't settle Josh at all. That's a very good break from John. It's a little bit awkward. The yellows are pretty nicely laid out. Just got to play a good shot to get in. If you can get a thin snick on this yellow, you can go straight into a problem ball as well. I think it might just be a tad too thin. Look at it again. So maybe he can. So still got that potential problem ball. If it passes, it's not an issue. But it just looks very tight. Looking at it, he's got a bit of a shake of the head, which makes me think it doesn't. Maybe he was just trying to drop that one in the middle a little bit shorter to play the shot now. But he's playing it a bit further away. Becomes a bit trickier. And he's missed the cannon. He's still got yellows he can go at, but now attacking that yellow is so tricky, because there's just not a natural access to it. It's got to be a forced shot to get the white over there. Potentially, if he takes the bottom yellow over the pocket, maybe plays it into the side of the pocket, he could send the white up towards there. It's an option. John's tried to leave himself an angle this time, and he's got it wrong again. Yeah, you can see he's not happy with himself with that. Yeah, John just taking the option to pull back. That's a brilliant safety shot from John. I'm sure Josh wouldn't have wanted his first visit to the table to be tied up the way that he is, but he's got to find a way out. Josh, I think, tried to use the side cushion, the bottom cushion, then the jaws to flick up, but such a high tower shot. It was very, very difficult to get it. Unfortunately, it didn't get close, so an opportunity for John to play this problem yellow. He is going to have to play it long, so it's not a necessarily easy pot, but being right behind it makes it a lot easier. Oh, there you go. It wasn't easy, and he tried to get all the way down, which really surprised me with John. Surprised he didn't try and leave himself maybe a little bit further away. Would have backed him to pot that yellow down the rail, slightly down the rail. But in the end, he's tried to go all out, and he's rattled the yellow. So an opportunity for Josh to find his feet and pot a couple of balls and get going. I think Josh was trying to play a double loss of turn there, and he's ended up getting the double kiss on the white. That's careless, but he's had a result. Yeah, Josh playing a loss of turn, so this one has gone scrappy, so this has got a bit of time left in this frame. You have to feel. John just taking the opportunity to knock a yellow out. He's put it in a pretty good position. I think he's blocked off that red to the top left, so so tactically astute as Jon. Very hard to break him. Yeah, another attempted loss of turn from Josh. Didn't quite happen. That was a tricky one. Jon's still with this problem where Josh has tied up the yellow again on the bottom right. Little bit short from Jon. It's been good to this point. I don't know if he's got the full pocket on his black. Ideally would have liked to have been right behind it, but it is going to be this shot that can take him 2-0 ahead. And he's rattled it. And Juhasz is going to have a small chance of salvaging something from this frame. It is by no means easy. And there's not really any hiding places for him either. He's going to really try and drop this in the middle pocket. I think that's what he's looking at. It would give him a natural with the red to bottom right to tackle the issue ball. Well, he decided to go long, but push the white through as a bit of insurance. It's always risky, these shots. Jon's given a tap of the cue, which means that Josh has played a very, very good shot. And now it's very tricky for Jon to access this black because that red is standing so big. Both sides. Whether he goes side cushion or bottom cushion, I don't think he could quite get there with the white. And he's also blocked off the up and down because of the angle that it's at. If Jon does go up and down, he's got a very small margin of error. But he is going to go up and down, and he sent it wide. And now this is a good opportunity for Juhasz to get his first frame on the board. Yeah, now that he's potted that ball, you do favour Josh to get out from here. Just has to play one good shot to get the white up towards the middle of the table, but should be no issues at all. This has been very, very good tactical play from Josh. That's got him to here. Not every frame in a semi-final stage will get done in one visit. Obviously nerves will start to fly a little bit for both players as they go deeper in the tournament. But the main thing is to keep tactically astute. I was going to say, you would have to question how that gone dry if nothing dropped, but luckily at the last minute a red gets kicked into the top left corner. Josh with a good opportunity in this frame. Main ball will be the red that's next to the black and touching the yellow. Just that being in that little cluster just means it has to be removed. Josh deciding to take out the balls at the bottom end of the table and leave all the work around it to try and go into him. I think the red towards the top right is probably the ball he'll attack it with, because it's the most natural one to go into it. Well, in fact, he tried to go... I'm very surprised he tried to attack it there. Such small margin for error on that. And because he's gone for it there, he had no backup options and he's out of position. It's a clever shot from Josh, knocking both yellows away, making sure that John couldn't pot either of them. Means that if John is going to take on a pot here, it's going to be a tricky pot. That red just going down towards the right middle as well means that John can't play into the bottom end of the table either. So not a lot of hiding places. He may be looking at playing yellow off yellow into the right middle. Well, in fact, he could cut it in the middle. Didn't look on from the camera, but John knocks it in, and now this is a very good opportunity to get out on yellows. Hi there, guys. As far as I'm aware, I don't think that the 𝗍 game is on tonight, unfortunately. 𝗍 is in action tonight, but it will be on one of the arena tables. That's a beautiful shot from John. Just floats the yellow in plumb onto the yellow in the middle pocket. And this should be 2-1. And there we go, it is 2-1 to John McAllister. Yeah, that's a bit more like a classic John McAllister break, that. If the yellow passes into the top left, yellows are a very good chance. The reds maybe just need a slight bit more work, but once again, they are open. Interesting to see which way John decides to go. Yeah, he's in prime position now with the reds. And these are the kind of fish is normally, touch wood obviously, that John McAllister tends to float through. And I almost think it's important for John to try and get into that kind of floating mode in this frame, because I feel like it may actually bring the best out of Josh as well. I feel like Josh thrives in those matches where his opponent's playing well and he can start to burst as well. I feel like Josh can get a little bit bogged down at times in frames where they constantly go scrappy. John, I think, has just come slightly wrong side of straight here, which is actually a big issue in regards to the clearance. Needed to come down the table. He's tried to sneak around the back a bit. He's not done too badly. He's got the red into the bottom left. I think if it sneaks past the black, then his body language tells me it may not go. Can he maybe cut it back into a big pocket into the bottom right? He's looking at going cushion first to pot the red. Big shot. Oh, John. Is he on the red? He's on the one in the middle. This still isn't easy for John McAllister. What a brilliant shot to pot the red, though. This is tricky as well. Oh, played it so well. It was almost impossible to come right down to the back down towards the bottom cushion, so settled for distance. So one good pot required. And one very good pot delivered. Held his hands up. I feel like that's a bit harsh. It did slightly nick the jaw, but I'd say that would drop. Very good finish from John McAllister. He's put his hand up again. I don't quite understand why. Feel like that's a bit harsh on himself, but 3-1 ahead. Josh gets a nice open opportunity this time round. Either colour set's a good option here, really, for Josh. I think I favour the red slightly. Has he come far enough with the white? He wanted to be on the one to the bottom left. I question if he's got through the queue enough. Yeah, he's rerouting. Shouldn't be too big an issue if he has to. It's just not the route he would have wanted to take. Maybe he can get there. He can maybe just flick off the yellow when he pots it just to bring the white down the table. There you go, exactly like that. Doesn't want to go in off though. Is he in position? I think he's okay. He's got the one into the left middle. So he had a bit of an insurance policy as long as he got down the table, which is what he's done. But it's just not the natural finish he was looking for. It's just slightly tricky. He's not quite played some of these positional shots as he intended, but Josh Juhasz, by hook or by crook, is going to get this finish out of the way. And he's going to get back within one at 3-2. John back on break. And it looks like it's going to come up dry. Hit him very, very well, and a couple of yellows were taunting with the top right corner, and it just didn't quite happen. Oh, and Josh has gone wrong here, first shot. Didn't want the yellow to sit the way it has behind the red. That's now a big problem ball for him. That's a great shot from John. Off the cushion, just to hit the red, block the pocket for the yellow, and cover every single other ball. That's so clever. Brilliant vision. And it puts Josh in a lot of trouble now. I think all of these reds are out in the open. I think the two together do plant. So Josh has got to go into inventing mode a little bit. He's going to come off the side cushion and try and take the pocket. Oh, I tell you what, and he's done that. That's a very good response. And the angle he's left John as well. John can't play the lost of turn on it either. Or if he can, it's very, very fiddly to try and hide the white. Oh, what an opening pot that is. Great opener from John McAllister, hampered all the way down the line. Off angle. Still loads of work to do here for John if he's going to look to get out. You need a roadmap to get out from here, you feel. My word. Two world-class shots back to back. How has he got the white ball in and out without touching the red? John's going to play down for the plant now as well. Didn't really want to be hampered on it. He's looking here to see, can he play the plant and play it off the yellow? Because I don't know how much of a cutback he can get to make the plant direct. If he can just drop it in off the yellow, that's perfect. Oh, John, this is something so special. Can he dot the I's and cross the T's? John McAllister, this has been such a special finish. I mean, from where he was when he came to the table to get out from there, it's almost like an act of God. It's a joke, as both players are going to step out the arena for just a minute. I almost don't blame Josh after that, but we'll rejoin you in comms in just a minute when they return. As we return to the action, Josh Juhasz has a great split and a good opportunity on yellows to reduce the gap. That's a nice opening pot. Just to land yourself in that perfect position just to get the ball rolling. I wonder if he's thinking of pushing through. That maybe you can just play the plant direct on the two yellows at an angle where that first yellow is just going to hit into the red and won't move. I think he's going in different ways. He may be trying to play further yellow into the gap. I am so surprised at the way that Josh played that, because if he comes the other side of the 8 ball and uses the other yellow to go into the one over the pocket, He cannot go out of position, and in the end, he put both of them safe. And he's just, I think he's almost ended his visit. Don't get me wrong, it is still very, very unlucky, but it just, there was no risk attached going the other way. It's a big mistake as well, because potential difference between 5-2, 6-3, I mean, that's a brilliant cut, but he's still not in position. He needs a big, big pot down the line here. I think it's just off the cushion. Is he thinking of cutting the other yellow? But I think he has to go down the line here. This is a high, high tariff shot in a big, big moment, in a big, big match for Josh Juhasz. Can he knock it in? Oh, you bet he can. You bet he can. What a pot that is. Can he finish the job? Can he manoeuvre the white past the red? Got a couple of problem balls to deal with here. Is he maybe going to try and screw into the gap? You see there, it's 𝗏𝗃𝗃𝗃 as well. This is tricky. Oh my God. How on earth has he ended up here? But it doesn't matter, he's back within one. Josh Juhasz, 1 and out. And John McAllister being John McAllister, he sees a monster finish, he just responds with a monster break. I imagine it feels really demotivating if you're Josh. You just pulled out a monster clearance, and now you're just going to sit in your chair and watch yourself go the same distance behind again. Like it never happened. Obviously, John still has to pot these reds, but I mean, for someone of John's standards, this is sitting ducks. John can just get this transitional shot right, he'll be out. Must just be too straight. Can't see any other reason, and he's missed the red. Very surprised by John with that. And even if you're straight on the red, you can just draw back and play the same shot again, knowing that you've got all the balls in the bottom end of the table. It's a really bizarre shot choice in my eyes. Maybe that's me being a bit harsh, but yeah, 10 times out of 10 you would expect John McAllister to get out from that visit. But is this going to build the momentum of Josh Juhasz now? Because based off the last frame, Josh Juhasz is starting to find his cue. His cue in action. Yeah, he's in a good spot here. He's just overrun it. He's just overrun it to go into left middle. This is now a lot more awkward. May have to utilise a couple of cushions here. Probably have a trickier yellow down the line. Yeah, this is awkward. He's on the cushion as well, so he's not really got any kind of spins or anything like that in play. Is he just going to settle? I think he is. This is now a horrible, horrible pot for Josh Juhasz. But if he makes it, he's got a great, great chance of landing on that 8 ball because he's got a good angle. But how do you like him in your first Ultimate Pool semi-final in a really important frame? He's shown his character once. Can he show it twice? Oh, he came right across it. You can see his response there. That was a bad one at a bad time. Now it's back to John McAllister. Just got to make sure he doesn't do anything silly here, John. That's a nice shot. Yeah, it's been a great visit from John. It's a good response. After that positional mistake from Josh that cost him. And he keeps his 2-frame lead, 5-3. Josh makes another ball. It's not bad split, there's work, but he will have taken it. Well, Thomas Hill asking where John McAllister plays his pool out of. Well, John is based up kind of Stockton on Tees way nowadays. I know he does sometimes play out of room 21. Surprisingly, John isn't as avid a practicer as a lot of the pros are. He's very natural, so you won't always see him knocking about in the club, but every so often, in preparation for an event, you may see him pop in there. A lot of these pros like to practice against each other, so some of them will travel for their knockabouts. Josh is... Do you know what? If he can just find a way to bridge that 1-frame gap when he keeps getting back within 1, Juhasz has looked really good value for money the last 5 or 6 frames. A couple of little positional errors, but queuing really, really well. And the main thing is that as it gets down towards the bitter end, is just to keep yourself in the mix. Even if you're a frame or 2 behind when your opponent gets on the hill, you know you're in a position as a professional where you can get out from there. And he is going to go 6-5 as 𝗪𝗪𝗃𝗃 as John McAllister breaks off on this table. And how on earth is the white not gone in off? It's hit the top right jaw, it's come back, hit the left middle jaw, and then got kicked back and hit the left middle jaw once again. Somehow it's on the table, and he's actually given John a really presentable opportunity. Here we go, John McAllister's out in the open again. Shot's going to be the positional shot for the black ball here. All of the yellows out in the open should be fairly straightforward for John. I've cursed him once already saying that today, but if he can just land on a nice position on his last yellow, he should be getting out from here. Yeah, I'm sure the screams that you hear in the background will be from the nearby tables. There are a lot of semi-finals going on at the moment. Obviously, the Challenger semi-finals, as things are. You know, for these Challenger players coming up, these are such big moments for them being in semi-finals. And it would be Gary Close that's just nicked over the line against 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 6-5 to make his first Challenger final. So massive congratulations to Gary in Tier 2. Back over here though, John is still in very good position. Yeah, John in a really good position here. This is going to be the one shot now. Just needs to leave himself a good angle with the last ball to land on that 8 ball. Ideally, somewhere just below the bulk line, I think would be about perfect for him. If he's straight, that's a really poor shot. I think he is fairly straight. I think he might have to pump across, which is a bit more legwork than he needed. Well, in fact, can he play off the red in the middle? If he's got that, then it's great effort. There we go. There we go. John McAllister opens up that 2-frame lead again. Josh just can't seem to bridge that gap. Here we go. Josh Juhasz back on break. This is an important frame for him. He doesn't want John McAllister to get to the hill. But he needs a ball. He's not got one, but this is a A lot more of a clustered layout than the previous frames. John potentially does have the option for a 4-ball plant there. He plays thin with the first yellow onto the red. John would play yellow with the white into the red to play the plant. He's going. I think he's going 4-ball plant here because he's thin on that. It's the shot that if he gets it right, he gets out. But if it goes wrong, he's in trouble. And it's gone wrong. That yellow sticking. That yellow sticking on the black is a nightmare scenario for John. He can still get back into it, but it's just so awkward. Just an update from you as well. We are on table 1 on the main table. 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗏 was 6-3 down. It is 6 each with 3 minutes left, and he is in the balls on the main table. This would be a massive and monumental upset. Declan in that chase to become world number 1. So if you want to see how that wraps up, please go and check the Ultimate Pool main table on the app. Back with the action here though. John has played a very good snooker on Josh to try and put him in a bit of trouble, just so he can navigate a little bit more and see if he can find an easier way to get that yellow out next to the black. Tell you what, Josh has played a very good shot there to get out of the snooker, because he's actually put that yellow safe at the bottom as well, which now means that John's got another problem to deal with. John was touching the yellow, so he's tried to play to pop both reds, and he's not quite knocked it out. I don't know quite how it hasn't dropped, but with it staying on the table, definitely works in the favour of Juhasz. Josh just plays the loss of turn. I mean, yeah, John might have to play a skill shot here potentially. Oh, yellow stayed up. Just didn't quite hit clean. So, Juhasz now has an opportunity. I think the black will go in the top left if he doesn't move it. He may try to move it if he wants it into one of the middle pockets. Josh really played that with bunt as decided to try and hold it as close as possible. Let's see what Josh can do from here. Has he got an angle to get into that 8 to open it? Oh. He's almost had to throw the white ball, kind of like a delayed reaction to get it to spin into the 8 ball, but he's got a shot at it. Big shot for Josh. Difference between 6-5 and 7-4. Nailed it. Brilliant pot from Josh, my apologies, and that is going to be 6 frames to 5. And if it was to be John McAllister that comes through, these two have a bit of recent history, going back to the last man standing. But what a spectacle it would be if Juhasz was the man in the final as well. 2 brand new professionals coming in year 1, making a final at the same time. Would be such a good advertisement to the challengers. John has made a ball, but this is a nasty place for the white to land. John's going to try and cut this red. It's a tricky pot. It just drops in. It's a good shot. Still not easy. He's got the bottom red of the 3. Maybe he can dig enough to nudge the problem red on. Yeah, he has dug for it, but he's missed the red. And what has Josh got? That's a good question, because a lot of reds are nearly covering a lot of yellows. It's a good shot from Josh. It's a little bit unlucky if he hasn't got the full snooker, but with the done very well to hide the reds that are really potable. John would have to do something very, very rash and ridiculous to be able to pot a ball from here. But also, the way it is, I think it forces John to move that yellow towards the bottom corner, which actually is one that is partially blocking Josh's yellow. So well, I don't think John McAllister intended to do that. That is a really, really poor mistake from John to go in off from there. Josh with ball in hand has a really good opportunity here to level the scores for the first time in a while. This has been good from Josh. And I don't want to tempt fate here or anything like that, but it has had to be said that in the last 5 or 6 frames, Josh Juhasz has actually looked the stronger of the two. I'll tell you what, the white ball's flying around a little bit, but this is not a bad chance for Josh. He just has to play a good plan. He's just got to land short position on a yellow and another red at the bottom end of the table, sorry. Good opening pot from Josh. And now he's got two positional shots. See the way he's looking there. That's the angle you want, Josh. That's the exact angle that you want. Can he get there? See, he's just trying to loosen himself up a little bit because he knows he's got to get really good judgment of this. Can't afford to come short. Has he come too far? He has come too far. Is there any way he can get down the table just to give himself a shot? What does Josh Juhasz do from here? He's digging, he's playing with side here. This is... Oh, the flick on the blacks killed him there. That is so unlucky. Is there anything he can do with this red? Any way he can send it towards a pocket? I'll tell you what, this would be something special. I think I can see what he's looking at. Is he looking at playing the red off the cushion, back off the white into the middle pocket? I think he is. He looks like he's getting down fairly straight on it. Oh, I think he went for the double. he just was in a bit of no man's land there. He didn't really have a shot on the red, but he knew he needed to go for it. John with the 2 yellows tied up at the top end of the table. You feel like it's going to be a very tricky out, so there's still a lifeline for Josh here. But it's getting tense. Just coming too far on that shot to bring the white down the table. Just cost him, and John's going to play sensible here. He's just going to go straight for the tuck up, and I do not blame him. He's going to play the game correct and patiently. Maybe a little bit of a poor one. The only reason I say that is because he has left Josh the side cushion, both sides, which does make it possible. Josh will not want to disturb the 2 yellows at the top end though. That's the only risk with going this way, which is why he played it on the side of caution. Played it cleverly. Kept that red out in the open. It means that John still will have a shot to play. I wonder if John will come off the side cushion now and just nestle onto the yellow closest to the cushion. No, opts against. Instead, plays one off the other, and he's opened up both balls at the same time. Very clever. So, Josh now, once again, he's going to have to get out for snooker, and he's going to want to get close to potting this. John's going to have an opportunity if Josh does not pot this ball, so... Oh, he's hit it, but the white's gone in. That's unlucky. Very unlucky for Josh. Just at the time when you need a few friends, you don't always get them. So John's going to take the yellow down the rail first, and then he's going to play the 2 at the top, because one will release the other when he moves the red. I don't think that's where John wanted to leave himself. He's obviously got the 2 yellows at the open, but I imagine he wanted to take out one of the problem balls a little bit earlier. Well, in fact, actually, he's just going to tuck up again. He's going to play the long game. And Josh is going to have to sit there and suffer for a little bit longer. So Josh has had to play the treble across. He's been unlucky. He's been very unlucky. He deserved to hit a cushion with that. Yeah, actually, John needed to play that in a way where he was able to open off the yellows enough that if he got ball in hand, he could utilise them and knock them out to pot them, which I think he's just about done. Josh is in a world of hurt here. That's the problem with having only 1 ball left on the table. There are so many hiding places for it. Can he go 1 cushion? He can go 1 cushion. Can he get the red moving? Not quite. It's got the ball in hand for John again. He can get right in behind with red. It's exactly where he wants to be. And just not quite landing on that red exactly as he wanted to. It's cost Josh this frame. And it was unlucky. He put in a really good shift to try and get down the table, but just needed to land perfect that one time and just didn't get it. John really taking his time. He just wants to make sure, you know, no matter how many finals you've been in, no matter how many tournaments you've won, you still get the same buzz every single time. So don't blame John for really making sure here. This will be the shot. Just got to make sure he brings this white back a little bit. Curious that John is. You would back him 9 times out of 10 to do this, so. Here we go. Here we go. It looks like it's going to be John McAllister that gets to the hill. Josh Juhasz, if that is the case, will need a favour in the next frame from his opponent. And it's a very, very professional frame, it's got to be said, from John McAllister. It's a very champion-like frame he's played here. And he needs one more to meet 𝗪𝘁𝗃𝗃 in the final. And he's gone dry. Really annoyingly for Josh Juhasz, if that red just doesn't sit on the yellow at the last minute, it's a very, very achievable finish. He's now got a couple of shots to play because of where they've landed. They have an option to play it after this first shot. He switched hands here. It's a result. He's very in between. So what Josh is going for here, he's going to cut this into the top left and try and play straight into the two of them now. Oh, that's a great shot. It's a very, very good shot. I know the red is on the cushion, but he's really taken the bull by the horns here as Josh. He knows what he needs to do. He's got his opportunity. So you may as well throw your arm at it and give it a good go. It's all going to be about this transition shot. If he can get this right, he's going to pot this into the top right, sorry, and he's going to land for the red on the side cushion. If he can land right in behind it, a beautiful opportunity to try and get out and take this to a decider. Needs that white to slow, needs it to slow down. And it hasn't. And now I have a feeling he might have to have a look for the double. If he just stops a few rolls shorter, he's absolutely perfect, but it just went on him. And this is far from simple. He's playing with gaps now. It's doable, but it's difficult. It's a brilliant shot. Brilliant shot to give himself the angle, but he's still got loads of work to do here. He needs to play across. He needs to land fairly straight, you have to think, on the red down the rail. And he's going to have to pop that and push through for the black ball as well. So this is now getting pretty high tariff, but he is pushing through. He's potted it. He's straight. But this is a tough pot under tough pressure. And you've almost got to be a little bit careful with the angle that he's on, not to end up pushing it into the jaws. Can he make it? Oh, Josh. Joshy boy. The Josh Juhasz that is turning up this weekend is a very different Josh Juhasz than we've seen in the last couple of years with Ultimate Pool. Has he made a ball? Oh, white ball. Oh no. After all of that, he's been behind the whole match. He's got back to 7-0. And he's gone in off. It's brutal, this game. How's John McAllister's leave? The yellows are out in the open. A couple of positional shots to play, but they're on. Josh has just got to sit in his chair and pray. Pray that there's one more mistake left in John McAllister. But with John McAllister, many a player has been here before. And not many have lived to tell the tale. Really, in the last couple of frames, just really nursed each shot. In the position here, just needs to dot the I's and cross the T's. Just has to decide here if he's going to come under the red. After he plays this one into right middle. Yeah, he has. This. Having a look there, the red towards the right, does it go into the bottom right? If it does, then he's in a great position here just to push through the gap. He's digging. Makes me think he does have to take this long. Needed to be straight, and you betcha he is bang straight. Josh Juhasz is staring down the barrel. Yeah, and this looks like it's the beginning of the end. I mean, what a brilliant run Josh Juhasz has had all weekend, but he is just going to fall short And John McAllister will be playing 𝗪𝗲𝗃 in the Pro Series 5 final. Unlucky to Josh. Well played to John McAllister. We will be back with you in just a minute.